Now to some breaking news out of Washington, D.C. 2 Israeli embassy employees were shot and killed last night as they left the Capitol Jewish Museum. Law enforcement officials described the attack as targeted and said the suspect shouted "Free Palestine" as he was being detained. We have team coverage on this big story. Natalie Duddridge has a look at local reaction to the deadly shooting. But we start with Natalie Brand in Washington, D.C. Natalie?
Hi, Cindy. Well, the suspect in this attack is expected to have an initial court appearance as early as today. We're told law enforcement officers are now going through his social media accounts as this investigation gets underway. The mayor of Washington, D.C., in an earlier news conference said violence and hate will not be tolerated.
The Israeli Foreign Ministry identified the victims as Yaron Lashinsky and Sarah Milgram, embassy staff workers in Washington who were set to be engaged.
The young man purchased a ring this week with the intention of proposing to his girlfriend next week in Jerusalem.
The shooting attack happened last night as they left an event at the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C., which attendees say included a discussion about helping get aid into Gaza.
Prior to the shooting, the suspect was observed pacing back and forth outside of the museum. He approached a group of 4 people, produced a handgun, and opened fire, striking both of our decedents.
The attack happened in a high-security area just across the street from an FBI field office and less than a mile from the U.S. Capitol.
Police identified the suspect, who is now in custody, as 30-year-old Elias Rodriguez from Chicago. Law enforcement sources tell CBS News this is being investigated as a hate crime.
We were comforting him because we thought that he was just somebody out in the street looking for a safe place to stay.
Katie Kalischer recorded the video of the suspect's arrest. She says he entered the museum after the shooting.
He reaches into his bag and he pulls out a keffiyeh and he says, "I did it. I did it for Gaza."
President Trump posted on social media, hatred and radicalism have no place in the USA. Israel's prime minister says it will strengthen security arrangements at Israeli missions around the world in light of the attack.
And Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer gave a speech on the Senate floor about this attack, calling it a blatant, targeted act of anti-Semitism, saying, "Let this be a call to all of us. We must never allow the malicious poison of anti-Semitism to fester and flourish." Cindy.
Natalie Brand, thank you so much. And the Jewish community is on edge after the deadly shooting. And while there's no credible threat here in New York City, the NYPD is taking no chances and increasing security at Jewish institutions. CBS New York's Natalie Duddridge is on the Upper East Side with how the city is responding.
We are outside Temple Emmanuel, a synagogue, a school, and a cultural institution on East 66th Street. This morning at several locations, and here at the Temple, we have seen members of the NYPD outside the front doors, as well as their own private security team. The NYPD said in a post on X, while there is no known nexus to NYC, in response to last night's horrific attack in D.C. targeting Jews and Israelis, the NYPD is increasing its presence at religious sites and cultural institutions with high visibility patrols, heavy weapons teams, and counterterrorism officers. We spoke to the rabbi here at Temple Emmanuel, who says security has been at its highest level for a very long time, especially since the October 7th attacks. And now he says they're even more vigilant after Wednesday night's shooting in D.C.
Well, this was a devastating attack, and the community is deeply upset. Sad, obviously, for the losses, and also, once again, alarmed. Anti-Semitism has been rising for a long time, even before October 7th, but certainly since. Temple Emmanuel's security has been at the highest level for a very long time now.
NYPD stats show that while hate crimes targeting the Jewish community are down 6% compared to this time last year, they make up more than half, 56% of all hate crimes reported citywide. And Rabbi Davidson told me in a touching moment the very first phone call he got this morning was from Cardinal Timothy Dolan, the leader of New York's Catholic Church, expressing his concern as well as solidarity. The rabbi says that meant so very much to him and the entire Jewish community. On the Upper East Side, Natalie Duddridge, CBS News, New York.
And stay with CBS News New York for the latest on the investigation in D.C. We'll bring you any updates on air, online, and on our website, cbsnewyork.com.